Hey guys, what's happening? It's Tim Ubel with TACCOM. Gonna go over some things, what we're doing here at TACCOM and what we're doing in the future and all that. It's coming to our realization that TACCOM is in the PCC world. We're known for three things: barrels, bolts, and recoil systems. We have the most reliable blowback 9mm barrel on the planet. Nobody has a barrel that feeds better than ours. We have our bolts. They cock faster. You're able to short stroke our bolts, and our bolts are can be modified to be lighter if you want. Our bolts, they're just become known the best on market. And of course, our recoil systems. We have 3 recoil systems, and I'm going to tell you about a trick that'll make your current recoil system a lot better. All right, so let's get into this. Why do we have the best barrels on the market? Well, doesn't matter if you order a 8/16, 10/16, 13/16, 16-inch, 16 ultralight, 16-inch carbon extreme, XLW barrel, 5 1/4, doesn't matter. You get a barrel from TACCOM, it's got 2 really cool things. It's got an upper and lower feed ramp, and we polish. We're the only company that I know of on a production level that polish this in. What does this system do for you? Well, obviously, we've got what's called a barrel hood, or what we call the super feed option. Your round comes out. Your typical round nose, easy feeding gun. But if it comes out of the magazine with a TACCOM barrel, it's going in the hole, period. It can't overshoot. It'll go in. It feeds up, no problem. Oh, what about flat nose, Tim? Flat nose are a problem. Not really. So this is your Hornady, Federal Syntec. You overshoot the barrel, it's going in. I mean, it cannot hit the back of the barrel. The only way it can hit the back of the barrel is if it goes off to the side. I can't deal with that. That's a mag issue. Flat nose, not a problem. You self-defense guys, you want to use trash cans, you want to feed trash cans into your AR9, everybody will tell you, good luck with that. Here at TACCOM, we got you covered. You overshoot, goes in. Can't hang up. Comes up the feed ramp, not a problem. I mean, I cannot get this stuck in that corner. If it comes out of the magazine, your HST hollow point is going in the hole, period. The other thing is about our barrels, they're accurate. They're light. From a competition standpoint, this 8/16 comes in at like 16 ounces. It's an 8-inch barrel. We've got a carbon fiber wrapped muzzle brake on it. Very fast acting rifle barrel. When it comes to our bolts, we have 2 offerings. We have our ESSB and our standard bolt. On the surface, they look identical. The biggest thing is the ESSB allows you to short stroke and still have bolt hold open. In other words, the bolt hold open catch, which is normally here on our short stroke bolt, it's back here. So now you can short stroke your bolt by as much as an inch, and 3/4, no problem. Standard bolt doesn't have the cocking, doesn't have the notch, but our cocking ramp It's the shortest cocking ramp in the industry. You can short stroke these bolts with ease. You just won't have bolt hold open if you short stroke our standard bolt. Another thing that sets us apart, we've been making these bolts for over, oh my gosh, 6 years, 7 years. We have never had a key break off. Never. And the reason why our keys don't break off is because they're stainless steel and they're lightweight. We don't even Loctite ours on, and everybody's going, oh, that's not mil spec. Yeah, you don't need to Loctite if you've got them engineered properly. The other thing, we call it a dog bone. There's no sharp edges. When this bolt rides in your upper, you're not going to scrape your the channel for the charge handle. The other thing our bolts do is we cut this out. Now our bolts you can use with any blowback 9mm. This little notch that we put in does not weaken the bolt. We'll modify your bolt if you want, otherwise buy our bolt. But that little notch is clearance for this hood on this barrel. So, oh, and starting Monday, all barrels are going to get shipped with this little blue piece. It's going to slip right over the end. Boom. Got a hole in the end, so if you wanted to clean it. So, but that's what the notch is for. It's for that barrel hood. So, and like I said, best on the market, most reliable. That's what we're here about. We're here about at TACCOM. We want you, number one, you gotta have a reliable AR9. If you don't have a reliable AR9, you're just not gonna have a good day at the range. That doesn't happen with a TACCOM setup. Your gun's gonna run. Getting into our recoil systems, years ago we developed our adjustable recoil system. And this here is the third stage. This here is the second stage. It's got a long second stage. And what I typically do on my setups is the spring that comes in here, I'll clip a coil or two depending on my load, just to soften up that second stage. So we came up with this, and it's been a huge hit. And then we decided to go get into the air systems. And the interesting thing is, we've got an air system that uses a buffer that's smaller than our original one. So it is lighter. Our air cushion systems are fast. They're very fast, and because of the lower mass, you don't have the muzzle rise. And because of the second stage air cushion, that mass doesn't slam into the back of the tube. So we took it one step farther. This is our air cushion system. They're back in stock, shipping now. The enhanced air cushion. Now, the difference between this and this is pretty apparent. This one has a wave washer on the bottom. What this does, what we found out, is by adding this wave washer, it enhances that second stage. So now, not only are you pushing on this, but you're also compressing the flat wire spring. Now, we've engineered the travel on the flat wire spring. If you look at this, it doesn't, you're never going to break our wave springs, because we've engineered the stop on them. Good for thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds. So how do we come up with that? You know, one thing we're selling, which is probably the best kept secret on the internet. Yeah, I know, you got these guys, oh, I gotta have an MBX. It's gotta be an MBX. Oh, it's gotta be connects. Well, they're all good systems. I'm not going to tell you to, trash them and buy mine. Well, I'd like to have you do that, but if you don't, I'm okay with that. But if you've got an MBX, if you've got a Blitzkrieg heavy duty, I guarantee that I'll make your recoil system feel softer and be more linear. And you're gonna, so if you're a steel challenge guy or whatnot, you're probably using a buffer tube like this. I'll convince you to go to one that's 3/4 of an inch longer, and then you drop a wave spring in, and you drop this 3/4 inch spacer, nose first. Now, the inside of this A5 buffer tube, when that spring is collapsed, is identical to the inside of a carbine buffer tube. Well, what does that give you? Well, that gives you, it'll give you a second stage, and if you already have a second stage, it's going to enhance that second stage. We're selling this setup right now for $69.95. I mean, it's like you're buying this for $10, okay? I mean, but this is an American Defense A5 buffer tube, and it's good buffer tube. It's 3/4 of an inch longer than a standard carbine. We end up with a 3/4 inch spacer, obviously with a spring. You get about 7/8 of travel. Your bolt and buffer system will not slam into the back of this buffer tube. $69.95. I dare you. You got a 5150 with that heavy 3/4 inch spacer in it. Junk the spacer. Junk that 308 spring. Use that heavy duty buffer, but put our system in with a flat wire spring. I guarantee it's going to be flatter. If it's not, you don't know what you're doing. So, but that's the way it is. So, in a like I said, we're known for three things: barrels, bolts, and recoil systems. The good news is they are all in stock and we're shipping. So, you guys have a great day. Have a great Saturday. I'm going to probably go fishing later today. Take care.